iHeart Podcasts. Hear more Gold 101.7 podcasts,
playlists, and listen live on the free iHeart app.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Here and she's grooving. Julia Zemiro is the queen of quick wit, of sharp suits, of perfectly timed side-eye. She's got a new show, Crime Night. Julia, hello.
Crime Night, exclamation mark, if I may correct you.
Please, let me have... Yes, you're quite right.
Exclamation mark.
Makes all the difference.
I know.
Fisk must have been a gift of a show, but with your character, Helen, how long did it take to do the hair and get out of the hair?
Oh, it took an hour.
Was that your actual hair?
Yeah, it was my actual hair. It took an hour to do. Oh, and a beautiful makeup artist who I thanked in my Logie speech because without them I would be dead. And it wouldn't take that long to come out. They would do a good tease and then you can untease carefully. So 15 minutes I was out of the chair, which is great.
I like the menace that your character has. There's a deal of menace.
Yeah.
And her with a brother Ray.
Yeah.
The way they run that business.
Yeah.
And I've worked for people like that, brother and sister teams.
I reckon Kitty and her sister Penny, who wrote it with her, they just zoned in on that small office little shenanigans.
And all the politics, the minutiae of the chocolate mud cake day, the photocopy, the coffee cups. It's
I know.
the whole...
And that great piece you played before, which is, Roz just thinks you should do small talk all day long.
Yeah.
And Helen's like, why? We said hello this morning. We
done.
talked about our weekend. And I'm like, well, there isn't a statute of limitations on saying hello, Helen. It's more that it's got to keep going. So, she's honed in on all those things. And we had some great guests and wills and probate. I mean, how many ashes do you get?
Yeah.
Do you get a teaspoon of ashes in this particular case?
I pitched an idea to Kitty when she was in here that we're a radio show and we're having a feud about a joke and we both go in and we have the same, Amanda and I have, and she seemed keen. I don't know if she was really keen, pretend keen or real keen.
Well, we did do a story based on a real story, which was the lookalike. So beautiful Alex Paps played a news. He thought he was the son of a famous newsreader. It was sort of George Danickian kind of, but it was based on the Reg Grundy case where when Reg Grundy died, a man came forward and said, I think I could be his son. And the police said, why? And he said, because I look like him. And it's like, well, you need more than that. And he just wouldn't let it go. And it became a huge court case. So Kitty and Penny went, let's do this thing where Alex Paps thinks he's the son of a George Danickian type of newsreader. It was hilarious. He was hilarious.
Away from that show.
But I remember reading about the Reg Grundy secret love child. It didn't occur to me if someone just thought he looked like him.
That's what you thought.
Just because he had the same moustache. It was all about the moustache.
I thought the same, Mo.
I know.
He could be my dad too.
No one said anything about you, Amanda.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
But what about your new show? So what's the obsession with true crime? We love true crime, but crime is grisly. Why do we love it?
I completely agree with you. I'm not a fan of true crime.
Neither
and there
am
is
I.
no true crime. There's just crime, right? And it's a bit of a shame people have kind of gone in and gone, oh, is this about true crime? Not at all. And because there's comedians involved. Look, it's a deep dive into criminology. Our producer, Frank, during COVID got a bit bored and he put his time to good use. He actually did a criminology degree and was so enamoured by his two lecturers, Danielle and David. He makes TV and he thought, well, maybe I could make this into a television show. Spoke with them. Did they think that was a good idea? And they said, we'd love to spread the word about what criminology is about and what we do. But criminology, true crime, whatever you want to call it, it's about human behaviour. And what we hope we do in the show is look at human behaviour and how any one of us is a step away from doing something wrong, whether we like it or not. And once you're in that system, how are you going to look after yourself and what do you expect? Because I think we know because we watch TV shows about it. But I don't think that's necessarily true. So it's absolutely not. We're not going to do a deep dive into podcasts and all the rest. They can do all that. I sometimes think there are some interesting true crime podcasts that go on for 25 episodes when 10 would have been fine.
Absolutely.
And I think what you're doing is you're actually milking other people's distress. So that's absolutely not what we're doing. We really carefully chose our comedians. We wanted ones who were going to be curious, be funny about themselves and situations they might fall into. So there's topics in the show like scams, surveillance, conformity. So it's interesting to talk to comedians and go, well, have you fallen for a scam? And what do you think about surveillance? Do you think we're watched too much? Do you act differently if you think you're being watched? Have you conformed? Because, sometimes crime is about conformity. You don't have a family, you don't have a gang, you join a gang, and to belong, you do things you shouldn't do. And then a kid will find him or herself in a situation where they're in trouble. So we're obsessed, if you like, with true crime. And I think it's because well, some people have said it's because you're like, I listen to it because if I were in that situation, what would I do? Well, okay. But
I think it's perving. It's like going. It's
a little bit.
It's living through someone else's distress.
Sure. Yes.
It's like going on a roller coaster and think, you're testing yourself somehow.
Yeah. And there are some good ones told out there, I think, when they're done journalistically and they're done with care and respect.
Like Teacher's Pet, for example.
Yeah. Well, see, even Teacher's Pet, it took them like 12, 13, 14 episodes until they started talking about domestic violence. It was clear that this woman had been coercively controlled. The parents knew, the family knew, but they don't reveal that till finally towards the end. So that there's a whole layer there that we're not looking through, that we could have looked at from the beginning. So, I don't know. I feel like it's a tricky area. So with our show, we'll be looking at the ins and outs. We'll be looking at the laws around it, eyewitness accounts. At the end of the day, if you commit a crime or you're accused of a crime, human beings are all we have as they sit in the jury box.
Yeah.
And as they come in with their eyewitness accounts that can or can't be trusted, we rely a lot on the human to make those decisions to decide where you're going to go.
And they say the best eyewitness is the perpetrator, because the perpetrator will always give themselves away depending on what sort of psychological thing that they have.
Well, we look into that as well. And also, when you deliver an eyewitness account, people say, oh, well, he was so confident when he delivered it. Often the most confident ones are the ones that have had that they aren't sure, whereas the one that sort of stutters and remembers and looks away is probably the better account and the truer account. But as an audience, we go, well, he didn't look very confident.
No, but you ask 10 people in a room who all witness the same thing, they'll all have a different recollection.
I know. So that you're really putting your potential future in hands. And of course, then there's miscarriages of justice, clear things that are about bias and racism. So we talk about that as well. And yeah, we try to, and we also have little experiments that we do on the audience and that we've done on the comedians to give you a lighthearted example of, well, what can you remember of that time? And, what would you do? And would you just sign up for a phishing scam without thinking? Because we've never been more surveilled. We've never been more tracked. We've never been more under the eye than we are today.
Or more informed, and yet we still are doing it.
Amanda's purely in it for the tasering. That's all she
I
wants.
have a secret fantasy about being tasered, even though I know sometimes you might lose balance.
But that's for another.
Amanda Keller, you never cease to amaze me. The places you'll go.
Crime Night premieres next Wednesday at 8:30 on the ABC and iView. Julia Zemiro, great to see you again.
And congratulations on your new move.
Yes, to the fruited plains, Julia.
Will you come and visit us for the drive show?
I'll listen to it because I'll be up.
Unreal.
Okay,